What is up, everybody? Escape211 here, and we are getting into another Is It Good video, and today we are going to be focusing on Aries. A lot of people have asked me about Aries, and it's a good time to check out Aries once again. There's been different changes in the progress path and different changes to Aries, so it's a great time to discuss if he is good. So, simply said, is he good? Yeah, Aries is actually pretty solid. He's been a decent mech for a lot of people, and one people consider putting in their hangar for sure. But let's discuss why he is good. So here we go. Number one, easy to get. Now, if we look at the progress path on where Aries would show up, this is the first major change, and he comes up a lot sooner in the progress path. He actually has swapped places with Guardian, and it's one where he can be very useful. He comes in at about 70,000 credits, a little bit more than that, and he's your first 3-star mech, and he's actually attainable. Guardian, when he came up, was quite a bit of 8 coins. Not a lot of people could get him right away. He was kind of premium, but Aries is one that is really nice to ease into as a new player to get some great use out of. He's quite tanky here, and a lot of people haven't invested too much in a Juggernaut yet, so he can be a really solid tank option, especially this early in the game, which can be really, really helpful. Number two, easy to use. Many mechs in this game have timed abilities where you have to use it in a certain position, in a certain way, at a certain time to effectively use it. Aries is one of the ones that's a lot easier to use now. You used to have to time it, but again, they changed how his shield works, and that when you put it on, it stays on until it's depleted. This can be really nice because you can put it on at any moment. Now, sometimes you want to be strategic about it, where you want to, force an enemy to waste their fire on it, or you don't really want to expose it or show yourself if you're hiding around a corner and your shield is sticking out. You don't want people to get free shots on it and take it out early. But overall, it is really nice to be able to put this up and just have it on and be good to go, like whenever you need to. So it's made it really simple to use this mech and just allow you to focus on the fighting, the killing, and all the good stuff. Number three, great stats within its class. Now this is where it gets kind of interesting. Aries is a tank, so of course he's not going to outrun anybody or have the biggest guns, but when we look at the tank class, he actually compares quite favorably with Juggernaut and Brickhouse. Now all of them have the same energy set overall, so that's, equal in all sense, but then we have to look at the HP and the speed. Now, actually, the HP of Aries is the lowest out of the 3 tanks, but he also has the biggest shield. And when you add those two together, he sits right in the middle. But he's one that has a very versatile health pool because the shield will go and come back and it will stay up and get completely depleted and all that kind of stuff. So I actually think he rivals Juggernaut in some sense just because he has the most flexible health pool, even though Juggernaut has the biggest health pool overall. But where Aries does shine is his speed. He is the fastest of the tanks. Now, like I said, he's not going to be outrunning any kill shots anytime soon, but to be able to have that extra speed as a tank is very nice. You always want more speed in this game to make sure you can get in the fray, get out of situations, and get into positions as best as possible. So to have that extra bit of speed over the other tanks is a really nice plus, and it gives him just an overall nice advantage within his class for his stats. Number four, great for team play. Aries is probably best known as the Alpha Striker because he has this big shield that's right in the front. That's where you want the brunt of the force, and this is really great for having teammates with you where you can make big pushes against the enemy, against their forces, where you can stand in the front, in the fray, take a lot of the brunt of the attack, and then you and your team can just push. And this is really nice on CPC, of course, but wherever there's certain kind of bottlenecks or something like that, he can be really good for getting in this position. And this is really nice. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that. I mean, he also is great just to have people backing up with him, like an MD to heal him and other teammates, or someone with javelin racks behind you so that they can get extra damage while still being protected by your shield. But this is really the kind of stuff that Aries is good at, those alpha striking, that kind of push that he does just to really get the most benefit out of his shield for those team play moments. Number five, versatile tank. Now, Aries, as we said, is the striker, so he's generally more aggressive and takes the front line. That means he's probably going to be having, carbines, arcs, pulse cannons, those kind of weapons on him so he can make those big pushes with teammates behind him. But he doesn't always have to play aggressively. He can actually hold positions well in a defensive manner, or he can play a support role with friends behind him where he uses like thermal lances and stasis beams to soften up targets, or he can even play the long range game like I'm doing here. In fact, I think Aries is actually quite good at playing long range because he has this big shield. It allows him to get in position, take the shots he needs to, and then without losing health, and then he'll be able to regenerate his shield and reload and have great survivability while doing that. This is harder for some other mechs to do and other tanks in my mind, so I actually think Aries is a great one to do this for. So it just allows him other options aside from just being an aggressive tank, and it's why I consider him to be a solid mech for anybody to choose. And there you have it. That is our Is It Good video for Aries. I don't know how you guys feel about that, agree or disagree. Feel free to comment below. But part of the reason a lot of people are asking about Aries is because we now no longer have second copies. A lot of people are saying what goes in your 5th slot. And if you're considering a tank, out of the tanks, Aries is a great option. Actually, all the tanks are quite good in this game. I plan to do a Juggernaut Aries comparison at some point again to kind of reassess, but all the tanks are good, and Aries has a bit more versatility, and why I think a lot of people are considering him, especially with the recent changes. But if you agree or disagree, please feel free to comment below. But otherwise, guys, we will see you out there on the battlefield.